Hello, Patrick. You look exhausted.
Exhausted? I'm more than bloody exhausted if you ask me. All that run was stop, start. Red light, accident on the main line. For crying out loud, I'm lucky to be here at all. Even luckier, you're here too.
It seems like a hectic run to me. And why is it lucky that I'm here?
To fill you in on what you've missed of Charlie's story, of course.
Oh, fascinating. I'm here for another hour anyways, and I hope I'll get to see Charley again.
You should do. He should arrive within the next 20 minutes, if my memory is correct.
Very fascinating. And did Peter actually ask Rachel out?
Well, apparently so. That's what Charley told me anyway. I'm just hoping to find out what happened and to ask you about something.
Excuse me?
Nothing. Never mind. Just let it go.
Okay, well, I hope it wasn't a bad thing that happened.
Right, Patrick. Unfortunately, we need you to move out of the way for Charley to arrive. If you could just make your way into a siding, that'd be great.
That's fine. I've finished dropping off my passengers anyway.
All a light here, please. I hope you all enjoyed your day's trip, and there'll be another one in about a month's time. Bookings are now open, and hopefully we can relive how the Riviera was run 60 years ago.
Right, Charley. I'll call up the boat from Falmouth to pick you up. It's going to take some time for the boat to arrive, so have a rest here.
Okay, driver.
Charley, is everything alright?
Oh, hi, Hollie. Patrick. I didn't notice you two there. I'm just not feeling myself right now.
What seems to be the matter?
I don't know. I think it's the story I'm telling you about how life was back in the 50s. Talking about Peter and Rachel. I miss them so much.
Really? What happened to them?
Well, I'll tell you in the story. I'm sure I have a lot to talk about after where I left off. Hollie, has Patrick told you the part after you left Exeter?
Yes, he has. Also, you know Exeter has working turntables right? Not really for a good thing for a tender engine to be driving backwards.
Well, I'm used to driving backwards. I come from Falmouth Branch, and we don't have any turntables, so to run around the train and go back must be done backwards. Besides, the turntable was broken at Exeter.
Oh, well, at least you're here to carry on with the story.
Well, that's true. And on time it seems. Anyway, let's make our way to Exeter again and carry on with this story. So, me and Peter had just finished our shift and needed to talk to Brian about something.
Ah, fun ride, Peter. Fun ride.
Yeah. Luckily, no problems at all. And we're early too.
Very early, it would seem. Even though you were quite late leaving you to Nabbit.
Ah, nothing ever seems to get past you, does it, Brian?
Quite right there, Charley. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you both was to thank you very, very much for your kind help in aiding Rachel around the Riviera.
Honestly, sir, it was nothing. She's very nice.
Yes, well, the CEO of BR wants to bring more diesels to the fleet. I went over to Doncaster to have a look and there's a lot there, but it seems he already chose 2 other diesels to run the line.
No!
Oh, I didn't say I agreed to put them on the line. I don't like that BR fellow, and I didn't like the look of the diesel he wanted to bring. You both know he's been trying to buy the railway since my father died. Well, I'm unfortunate to say in my old age that I might be on the way out myself, and I don't have any relatives to pass the railway to. Hopefully it won't happen anytime soon, but one day the CEO of BR is going to buy the Riviera, and by golly, he does hate steam trains. Thinks they're old news and deserves to be scrapped.
Well, I hope that we'll be scrapped before he takes over.
I don't think like that, Charley. Do you really think that I want my prize loco to be scrapped? For as long as you can keep doing an excellent job, you'll never be scrapped. I'd sell you off to another railway before scrapping you ever crossed my mind.
Well, Rachel did tell us actually that 2 other diesels were being built at Doncaster already. Foulmouse, they call them. Nasty bunch. I hope they never set foot on this railway.
Well, for as long as I live, they never will. Anyway, have a good night, boys. Up early tomorrow for another hard day's work.
Brian, before you go, could I possibly just ask what's happened to your voice?
Nasty trip to Scotland that didn't end well. I'd rather not go into details.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Anyway, good night, Brian.
Good night!
Good night, you two.
Hello, boys. I hope to see you here.
Hi, Rachel.
Good evening, Rachel.
What a day it's been. Long day, and I now need a rest.
Go on, Peter. Tell her.
Are you insane?
Come on, now's a better time than ever, before she rushes off to the sheds.
Alright, I'll do it. Hey, Rachel, did you see James at Paignton?
Well, yes. He arrived just before I did. Didn't speak to him, though. Can't stand him. He was extremely rude to me when I got here, and now he's trying to be nice to cover up his mistakes. It's as if he's in love with me or something.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't believe.
James is in love with me? Ha! Twat! I despise the guy.
Well, that's good news to hear at least.
What makes that such good news to you?
Nothing?
Peter, if you don't say anything, then I'll do it for you.
Tell me what? Look, Peter, if it makes you feel any better, there is something I've been meaning to tell you as well.
Really? What is it?
Well, first off, I want to know what you want to tell me.
Oh, for sakes, would you two get on with it? I actually want some sleep.
Charley, are you okay? I've never heard you swear like that before. What is it you want to say?
Yes, Charlie. What is it you're trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is that I've known all along that both of you love each other.
How?
Because both of you make it really flippin' obvious. When you're around each other, you're always showing your nerves. I swear I have no idea how neither of you spotted it before.
Truth be told, I did tell you as well, Charlie.
To some extent, both of you have, just that Rachel mentions it when she's asleep.
That's a little creepy, Charlie. But I suppose you're correct.
Really? I mean, yeah, I suppose what Charlie is saying is correct about me too. I have had feelings for you for quite some time now, Rachel.
I'm glad you told me about it. But what's been shielding you from the truth?
Nerves. I don't want to lose you as a friend, nor any of my other friends.
Peter, you should know me by now. I would never stop being your friend. If you wanted to confess the truth, you should have told me. Like I told you, I'm a charmer. I adapt to situations and locations easily. I'm used to it.
When you say you're used to it, what is it that you mean by that?
I'm going to tell you something I've never told anyone before. I was built at Doncaster many years ago, about 10 to be precise, but every railway I've been to have never liked me, or any other charmer.
But why?
Because charmers are nice locos. I like steam engines, but most railway owners don't. Brian is a rare occurrence these days, and he's on the way out himself. I might face the sack again if I'm not careful.
I mean, me and Charlie, won't let that happen to you.
Another issue. If I have to go, it's even more likely the two of you will go as well.
I'm honestly starting to utterly despise this BR fellow, and I don't even know the guy.
Trust me, you do not want to meet the Director of British Railways. It very well could be the last thing you ever do.
Well, in that case, I hope I never will. Anyway, Rachel, Peter, is there something you wanted to say to each other?
Oh yeah, thanks Charlie. Almost forgot. Peter, I must confess that I also share the same feelings.
I'm glad you told me.
As am I. Anyway, I'm exhausted and need to sleep.
Me too.
Oh, and Charlie, please don't listen to me sleep talking again. It's just a little creepy, if you know what I'm saying.
Can't make any promises, but I shall try my best. Anyway, good night.
Night, Charlie. Good night, Peter.
Good night, Rachel.
Wow, that was strange, funny, awkward, and awesome, all at the same time.
I do have a special way of storytelling, I will tell you now. Just like the person who writes these scripts for the engines of Exeter.
That wasn't a funny joke, Charlie.
No, that was actually terrible. No offense.
None taken. Anyway, want me to carry on with the story? There's still quite a bit left I can talk about before my boat gets here.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, I want to hear more of this story.
I thought you'd want to hear more. Well, let's carry on with the story.
Well, it appears Rachel and Peter are happy then.
So?
Do you really think I didn't hear what happened last night?
Nothing really does get past you, does it, Brian?
You know me by now, Charlie. As the owner of this railway, I know everything that happens, even when I don't.
That doesn't really make any sense.
I'd know, it just sounded intelligent. Anyway, weren't you supposed to be hauling a passenger train today?
Yes, but all the coaches in this area have miraculously disappeared somehow. I suspect Rachel and Peter have decided to go on an extra special cruise date together or something.
Well, that's alright. But they are causing a major delay. All these passengers have been waiting around for a train for the past half hour. I mean, we're not ScotRail.
Well, I am the scheduled train for this platform, but I'm afraid without coaches I can't really do anything.
And where have you two been?
Oh my god. Someone forgot to put the bloody brakes on these coaches and they rolled away.
How on earth is that even possible? The station is on completely flat land.
It was Peter's idea. I swear. I had nothing to do with it.
What?
Why do I even bother? Anyway, you're back now, and Charley needs 5 coaches. So can you please borrow some of your excessively long passenger train so he can actually follow his schedule?
Oh yeah, I forgot Charlie had a schedule today. I suppose my mind was taken up by other things.
Peter, Rachel, you've only been dating for like 6 hours. Now, I'm not one to question love, but if you mess up Charlie's or anyone else's schedules today, I'll split the both of you and you can go on your separate journeys where you won't be stopping at the same stations ever.
I'm sorry, Brian and Charley. I purposely stacked up these coaches to prove my strength. My brakes broke and caused me to panic. If it wasn't for Peter finding out I was missing, I'd have been stuck.
Ah, so the truth is revealed, I see. Well, I can get you fixed up to working order in no time, but please don't be silly again. You could cause even bigger delays. It's just lucky that Peter managed to find you safe on the tracks. You could have derailed with your carelessness.
I know, sir. I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. Now let's get back to the normal day. I'll cancel the first train, which was supposed to depart almost an hour ago, and move everyone to the next trains after their own. No damage caused.
I'm sorry, Charley. I got carried away. It's a diesel habit that we like to show off our strength. Along with my liking for steam trains, it's why I've pretty much been kicked off of every other railway. Funnily enough, it's only really a charmer habit.
Well, we all have our minor flaws, I suppose. But what do you mean by saying you've been kicked out of every other railway? You weren't specifically built for the Riviera, were you?
No, I wasn't. I made that up so that Brian would take me in. I've always been left at Doncaster after messing up, but Brian seems to be taking this situation very well.
He's Brian. He wouldn't even try to scrap or remove engines off this railway. Like I've said, he likes the railway too much and would never sell it or take engines he doesn't like back to Doncaster. He's even kept the oldest train to ever work on the Riviera because he thinks it's special.
Really? But where is it?
Rusted off on the side of Newton Abbot. It was a horrible day, but I remember it like it was yesterday.
I assume Newton Abbot is like a cemetery for trains?
Yes, but it's not pleasant to shunt an old friend into the rusty siding either.
So I take it you had the honour to tow this old engine to Newton?
Yes. His name was Peter. When Peter left us, Brian could see he was feeling quite depressed. That's how Peter the Pannier came to the line. Brian ordered for a new engine to be built to replace him. I had the honour of calling him Peter after my old friend. Although he can never be replaced, Peter's still a very nice friend.
Well, that's awfully nice of Brian.
Yes, but every time I see Peter, he reminds me of my old friend too. It's not easy to talk about, and I'm almost running late. I'll see you later.
Just before you go, please, can you keep this conversation a secret between us? I'm not ready for Peter to know all this just yet.
It's not going to be easy for me to keep something like this from my best friend, but you'll have to tell him yourself at some point.
I will, don't worry. Just not quite at this time.
Fine. Anyway, I have to go, sorry. I'll see you later.
See you, Charley.
Wow, that was a pretty sad part.
Oh, yes. I really miss Peter. Both of them.
What train was Peter? The really old one?
A Black 5. He was getting very rusty in his old age. He was the one who showed me around the Riviera to begin with. He taught me everything I needed to know. And I passed that on to Peter, Rachel, and most of the other engines too.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yes, and that's very kind of you too.
Okay, Hollie. Time to go. Full speed ahead to Newton Abbot.
Okay, guard, just give me a second. Right, you heard my guard. I gotta be on my way now. Patrick, I'll see you in Newton. Charley, I'll see you some other time.
I should be back in a month's time for another trip.
Well, that's good. I shall see you in a month's time. Goodbye now.
See you later, Hollie.
Bye, Hollie.
All aboard, please! Last call! Right, off we go.
So, Patrick, did you tell Hollie?
Damn, no, I didn't. I must have forgot while you were telling your story. I will see her at Newton later anyway.
Well, you've got to tell her at Newton. You can't rush love, but you can't keep it hanging.
Well, that's fair. Isn't this a little similar to your story though? Peter loved Rachel, and I'm in love with Hollie.
The circumstances are a little coincidental, but I don't think it's anything to dwell on. Anyway, I'll carry on with my story.
Oh, yes please.
I was at Paignton as Peter and Rachel showed up double-heading, this time with only 10 coaches.
Hello, you two.
Hi, Charley.
Hello, Charley.
Glad to see you've now ditched all your coaches and resorted back to the standard set of 10.
Yeah, Brian got a bit angry about us making you late. He gave us a lengthy chat before we left Exeter about what we did. We promised not to do it again, though.
Well, be sure not to do it again, because I don't want to be late leaving Exeter again.
We promise, and we're very sorry about it.
Anyway, did anything interesting happen on your way here?
Well, I saw Peter at Newton.
You see me all the time. What are you talking about?
Oh, not you. I meant the rusty Black 5 at Newton, which Charley told me about at Exeter.
Oh, that Peter. My bad. Yeah, I was named after him after I arrived here.
I was also told whilst at Exeter.
Peter, I am really sorry for interrupting you, but I have already told her about it. It's also not something I like talking about much, so there's no need to elaborate.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It's fine. Anyway, anything else interesting?
Actually, yes. Rachel has some news for you.
Really? What is it?
What was it again? Oh, right. There's a new diesel coming to the Riviera.
Really? I thought Brian wouldn't allow any foul mouths to come here.
No. Not a foul mouth. Another charmer. Brian told me that my sister Rosie is being transferred here from Somerset.
That's not too bad. Is she as nice as you?
You bet she is. I'm nicer, though.
Ah, Peter, did you know about this?
Only when Brian was telling us at Exeter. I've only had as much knowledge of this as Rachel has.
Well, this is fantastic news. This is what the Riviera needs, is more charmers. At least Brian won't have to change the timetables again.
From what we've heard, Brian is going to add it to your timetable, so you can double head with her to increase passenger supply on your run.
That's not bad then. I'll enjoy having a few more coaches on my run, as it's usually quite busy.
Ah, the luxury of being a world-famous locomotive, I suppose.
And at least she isn't a foul-mouth.
Yeah, at least she's not a foul-mouth. Right. I'm going to return to Exeter so I can talk to Brian about it. I'll see you two later.
Bye, Charley!
See you later, Charley.
Thank you for the story, Charley.
Not a problem. I do like the story, but it is bringing back very bad memories.
In what way?
You'll see next time. There's a bit more left of this story which I need to tell you before the major event happens.
Major event? What major event? You got me intrigued.
Again, something for next time. Anyway, you should be on your way or you'll be late.
You're right. Anyway, I will see you in a month's time, I hope.
Hey there, Charley. Ferry's arrived. We're ready to go back to Falmouth.
Oh, great. We'll be back in a month's time, right?
I hope so. It'll be fun to return.
Good news all around then.
Of course it has. Anyway, let's load you onto the ferry.
I miss Peter.
Who's Peter?